All right, let's talk about HR, because something big is happening. We're talking about a change that is going to completely reshape the entire field forever. Let's get right into it. So, when you think of HR, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it paperwork? Policies? The department that handles the rules? For a long, long time, that's been the big question. Is HR a strategic partner, or is it just administration? That perception, which, let's be honest, a lot of us have, is exactly why this massive shift isn't just on the horizon, it's desperately needed. Okay, so to really understand where we're going, we first have to understand the problem. And for decades, HR has been stuck in this perpetual dilemma. It's a constant tug of war between what it used to be and what it needs to be. And here's the heart of that dilemma. Think about it. HR started with the basics, right? Compliance, payroll, the legal stuff. But then we started asking more of them. We wanted leadership development, career coaching, performance management, all this really high-value strategic work. The problem, they never got to drop the old stuff. So you just have layers upon layers of responsibility, creating this incredibly complex, kind of tangled up role. And I know what you're thinking. Well, what about technology? Haven't we had HR software for ages? And yeah, you're right. But here's the thing. For the most part, that tech has just been about building fancier filing cabinets. Digital record-keeping systems? Great for storing information, sure. But they didn't really solve the problem of a workload that was just too much. They didn't automate the really complex stuff. Well, that's all about to change. Which brings us to the main event. We're calling this the Great AI Rupture. And that word, rupture, is important. This isn't just another software update. This is a fundamental break from everything that came before. And it's all being driven by a whole new kind of AI. Yeah, rupture is the word we're borrowing from the source material here because it just fits so perfectly. It signals a complete and total shift. We are literally stepping into a brand new era for HR. And the thing that's causing this earthquake? It's something called AI agents. So what on earth are AI agents? Okay, think of it this way. Most AI we're used to, it's like a really smart calculator. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. AI agents are different. They're more like a project manager. You don't ask it a question. You give it a goal. Like, hey, onboard our new software engineer. And then it just goes and does it. It handles the paperwork, it sets up the training, it manages the whole complex process, all by itself, from start to finish. Okay, now I want to show you a number. It's a big one. 30 to 40%. Just look at that for a second. What could that possibly refer to? That's the estimated percentage of HR times job roles that are about to be completely transformed by these new AI tools. Some parts will be automated, some roles might even disappear. But, and this is super important, the key takeaway isn't just about job cuts. It's about the very nature of the work itself changing in a fundamental way. So, if all that administrative work is suddenly being handled by AI, what happens to the people? Well, that leads us right into our next section. We're about to see a whole new kind of HR professional emerge from all of this. This really lays it all out, doesn't it? It's the before and after. On one side, you've got the old way of thinking about HR, tactical, reactive, focused on process, basically a cost center. But on the other side, that's the future, strategic, proactive, focused on people, and get this, actually a value creator, an engine that helps the entire business get better. And this isn't just a theory, we can see it in the potential numbers. Right now, a typical company might have one HR person for, say, every 100 employees. With AI agents handling the heavy lifting, that ratio could explode to one for every 300, maybe even 400 employees. That is a huge leap in efficiency. But again, this is so much bigger than just cutting costs. The real prize here is speed. Think about it. If you can hire the right people faster, get them trained and effective faster, and manage the whole organization more smoothly, what does that mean? It means your whole business moves faster. You ship products quicker, you serve your customers better, you innovate faster than the competition. Okay, so the AI is taking over the paperwork. What's left for the people to do? This, for me, is the most exciting part, because the new game is all about keeping the humans in the loop. I love this quote from industry analyst Josh Bersin because it gets right to the heart of it. He says, "We're not automating stuff with the purpose of getting rid of jobs, but making the process better." That's it, right there. The goal isn't replacement. The goal is improvement, making things work better for everyone. And when you have these automated systems running at lightning speed, something else becomes incredibly important: making sure they're right. Suddenly, human-led accuracy, quality, and trust aren't just nice-to-haves, they are absolutely essential. Here's a good way to think about it. Imagine a car factory. If one of the robot arms is miscalibrated by just a tiny millimeter, you can end up with hundreds of faulty cars before a human ever spots the problem. It's the exact same principle in HR. If your AI recruiting agent has a tiny, hidden bias, it could automatically reject hundreds, maybe thousands of amazing candidates without anyone ever knowing. The scale of the risk is just massive. So, what's the new job description for an HR pro? Well, it's pretty cool, actually. You're not pushing paper anymore. You're the architect designing these AI systems. You're the crucial human in the loop, the quality control that ensures everything is fair and accurate. You're taking all this freed up time to become a true strategic advisor to leaders. And maybe most importantly, you finally get to focus on what matters most: the human stuff, the coaching, the culture, the actual employee experience. And all of this leaves us with one huge final question. As AI takes over more and more of the process, what then is the purpose of people? What's our new role in the world of work? This whole revolution in HR, it's really a preview of a question that all of us are going to have to answer very, very soon.